You're dispatching your own trucks. If you're trying to find loads for your own trucks, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the same. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat for a little while. Guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. I'm Billy Mack, aka the Freight Boss, and today we're gonna talk about freight guards. You might ask, what is a freight guard? And if you're asking that, that's probably a good thing. That means that you may not have that strike against you. Well, a freight guard is kind of like a Google review that's placed on you by brokers that you more than likely dealt with. A freight guard is kind of in place to protect other brokers from bad carriers. And if you're a bad carrier, if you're out there stealing freight, double brokering, or doing things that you shouldn't do that will affect this industry as a whole, then yes, a freight guard is a very good thing. However, from time to time, freight guards are used kind of maliciously against a small carrier by a broker. Could be for any reason whatsoever. I have personally heard that a broker got mad at a small carrier for not accepting a load due to the low pay. This is not what freight guards are used for. I'm going to give you an example. Freight guard. Carrier calls a broker, they agree on a term, the carrier picks up the broker's load, and maybe 2 days into the run, they call the broker and they say, yeah, we agreed to X amount of money for this load. I want double that. And the broker says, well, I don't have that money. We already agreed upon it. It's signed off. And then the carrier says something like, well, I'm going to hold your load hostage until you make that payment. That is something that the broker has every right to file the freight guard. Now, I've also heard people getting freight guards over simple things. Like, for example, one person that I know, they got a freight guard because I guess they were a little bit ignorant to the broker. And this is kind of a he said, she said story, but I know it does happen. So the carrier contacts the broker and says, yes, actually the broker contacted the carrier and asked, you have a truck in the area, we have a load, this is what it is. So as the carrier then agreed that it could be a possibility to run this load, the broker then says, well, it's not exactly as it is written on the load board. So it's a little bit heavier, and unfortunately there's multiple stops in there, but that's the same price. So the carrier said, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, I was interested, but I'm not so interested now because it's really not worth it. Instead of being straight miles this way, now we got to do multiple stops, and that would just cut into the cost per mile. It just wouldn't be worth it. So that should be the end of the transaction. However, the broker was kind of stuck and they got frustrated and they felt the need to go out there and put a freight guard on this carrier. So you would think, okay, well, that's easy enough. You just add in there that, no, I didn't, this is not a problem, but that's not how easy it is. Once those freight guards are up, it is very, very difficult for you to have them taken down. And a lot of people will start the process by getting frustrated with the broker and threatening legal action. That's not necessarily the right thing to do. What I would do first is I would contact the broker and I would eat some pride. I know for us carriers and truckers, and this industry is not an industry where we eat our pride, but in this case you have to, because it will 100% affect your business, and even has caused businesses, many small carriers, if you can't get loads because you have a freight guard, because all the other brokers see it, you just might as well pack your bags and go work somewhere else. So, like I said, my suggestion is calling up the broker. Hi, Mr. Broker. Yeah, I see you left a freight guard on my behalf, and I would just love to discuss this with you. I know maybe we got off on the wrong foot, and I'm going to take the blame for that. I was having a bad day, What I would like to do is I would like to know how we can rectify this situation. The FreightGuard will, in fact, hurt me. And I kind of understand where you're coming from, even if you don't. But if there's something we can do to get this fixed, if you need something done, maybe I can help out a little bit. Even if you have to cut a little bit of your rate, even if you have to lose a little bit of money on that load, you have to do it. You have to get rid of that FreightGuard, because even if it's insignificant and it doesn't look like it's something that is relevant, it is, trust me, because a lot of these major brokerages, they're going to see that. They're not going to care what the fine print is on the bottom. They're just going to see FreightGuard, carrier X, next. And that will hurt you. So suck it up. Be the submissive partner on this issue. If the broker says, no, you know what, I don't want you to haul any more loads. Okay, sorry, Mr. Broker, I know I wasted your time. Is there anything else I can do? Because it does affect my business, and I do know that it did affect your business, so I want to be good on my behalf. If you can't come to an agreement on this, if they become hostile, again, do not react. Keep calm. And in the end of that phone call, that conversation, if it's still not agreed upon for them to remove it, thank you very much for your time, and leave it at that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get all the evidence that you have. If it's something where there was damaged load or late load or something like that, but you know that it was out of your control, again, document every single thing. Document everything. Take pictures of everything. You have a phone, you could take 465 million pictures on your phone. Document that stuff. Keep it for a few months just to be sure. And in this case, you're going to keep all your documentation, and you're going to write off a letter, a nice email stating your side of the story. You're going to send that with the documentation to the freight brokerage. Again, allowing them time to delete your FreightGuard report that they put on there. Again, if this does not work, now you are going to have to, if you are in the right, you are going to have to seek legal attention on this. There are many lawyers. You can message me. I will advise you on some lawyers that are very strong in this all over the United States. We also have a letter template that I'll attach in the description. You guys can use that, just change up names and whatnot to send off to, like I said, the brokerage and whoever else you need to. So you're going to seek legal help. It really isn't going to be that expensive, but trust me, it's well worth it. You're going to give them your side of the story, any documentations. They will then send a cease and desist or whatever letter to the brokerage. Hopefully that works. Again, the broker does not have to do anything right away. If it does go to court or whatnot, you know, things will get messy, and down the road they could have to take it off. But Carrier 411, who does the FreightGuards, it's not user friendly, especially for carriers. And yes, again, it is needed. Something is needed to protect brokers, but we have nothing to protect us as small carriers. So you have all of this done. Again, the FreightGuard is still on there. What you're going to do, you're going to have your dispatcher. If you have a strong dispatcher, they're going to know this already. But if you're dispatching your own trucks, if you're trying to find loads for your own trucks, what you're going to do is you're going to do the same. You're going to eat it. You're going to eat shit for a little while. You're going to contact other brokers. They're going to see the FreightGuard. You're going to say, you know what? I have done this, and this over the last X amount of time. I have zero issues. This is my FreightGuard. This is what it's for. I want to prove myself to you. If I have to take a little bit of a discount in order to earn your business, I am willing to do so. I am willing to do whatever it takes to prove to you that I am a great small carrier, and you have no fear using me now nor in the future. Again, You have to take the pride out of this situation. In business, it's good to be firm, strong, know your worth, but you got to get rid of the pride at some point. You have to suck it up. You have to be the bigger person for the overall picture. This is about you making money, not about you going home and telling the wife, you know what? I showed him. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. I'm not backing down. Because you know what? When she wants that new car, when she wants that new diamond ring, pride ain't gonna buy it for her. So suck it up. So again, FreightGuards, like I said, Google review kind of deal for brokers. It's not great, but it is what it is. For right now, there's not a whole lot carriers can do other than beg for mercy. So I'm gonna leave this video at that. Nice, short, simple. I am a consultant. I love to help people like you guys out there. If you need help with this, reach out to me. I'm gonna put you in the right direction on clearing up the FreightGuard. My carriers or anything that I work with, team with, partner with, that is part of my job to go after these brokers, deal with them, negotiate ways to have that FreightGuard removed. If you have a current dispatching service that you're finding that they're having issues, they're getting you FreightGuards because of maybe they're a little bit too aggressive, because there is very aggressive dispatching out there. Again, dispatchers, you guys gotta know your worth, but you also have to know when it's time to walk away and also time to swallow that pride. So again, please reach out. You can send me a message here, the Freight Boss on TikTok, Billy Max Logistic Group on Facebook. We are here to help you guys, and this is just one more little thing where us small carriers have to stick together and we have to do things the right way. So for now, guys, I want you guys to stay blessed, stay safe, and again, thank you for watching. Take care. I'm Billy Mack.